Hi, I'm Jonathan Pines, and I'm very excited to be here at Vintage King in Nashville today, showing you guys the new Rupert Neve Designs Shelford channel. The Shelford channel is kind of a culmination of a whole bunch of things that Rupert has done over the last 50 years, but brought into a modern age with lower noise and higher performance. The first element of the Shelford channel is basically an R&DI built in. This direct box has a through and a ground lift, because who'd ever need that when you were actually making a record? After that, we have 72 dB of gain. This is a transformer gain circuitry. This is the first time that Rupert has done a transformer gain circuit in almost 50 years. We're very proud of this. It's a new approach for our company. It has wider bandwidth and lower distortion, but it has the vintage vibe and character of a classic Rupert Neve preamp design. After that, we have a high-pass filter. Then we have a 3-band inductor EQ. The low band has all the girth and power of a classic 1064 or 1066. The mid-range, more like a 1073 with that great mid-range control and forwardness that you can get out of only a Rupert Neve designs. And then a high band switchable between 8K and 16K for some air or sheen on your product. Next up, we have the first Diode Bridge compressor that Rupert Neve has done in over 50 years. What's special about a Diode Bridge compressor? The harder you hit it, you get interesting intermodulation distortion, so that you get a really pleasing vintage vibe and character. Now, that happens just as you hit the Diode Bridge harder, and what's cool about this is it's a full wave rectifier. In other words, 4 diodes in the Diode Bridge, not just 2. Big update over the original classic 2254E. One of the things that also allows us to do is have more control over the time constants. So we have the ability to get much faster in the attack or release than the original vintage design. Very beloved design, but people have from time to time criticized it for not being or going as fast enough as we might want for some modern production. So not only that, we have in the fast position with the fast switch engaged, it'll go as fast as 35 microseconds. That's amazingly fast for a Diode Bridge. You can slow it down, speed it up. It even has an auto position, and all of these positions are program dependent. So in terms of where the ratio is set, what the program material is doing, they will vary and adapt and really enhance the sound of what you're trying to do. Diode Bridge compressors are also renowned just in general for their vintage vibe and character. So one of the things that we were looking at in this entire piece is really to bring Rupert's classic character and vibe, but bring it into the modern era with a whole new vintage. So lower noise, lower distortion, but also the ability to get really vibey and have really pleasing distortion. So even order harmonic effects, great tone, great sound. Finally, in the Shelford channel, we have silk. You have a choice between no silk, silk red or silk blue. Silk red is weighted toward the mid-range harmonics. Silk blue is weighted toward low-frequency harmonics and can add vintage tone and character, irrespective of level, to the sound of all your recordings. And the last trick that we put on here is we have 2 outputs. And you might say, oh, they're just using a Y chord. No, it's not that. It's 2 taps on the transformer. The first one is our standard classic plus 26.5 dBm output. It'll drive anything, great tone, tons of headroom, wonderful sound. The second one is 6 dB lower at plus 20 dBm output to match towards some of the more modern A/D converters that tend to peak at around plus 20, plus 21.5 dB. So you can drive the output and get all the soak and character and not worry about killing the input section of what follows. Overall, amazing piece here. Runs on 48 volts. The original series ran on only 24 volts, so twice or double the voltage available, more headroom, lower noise, but all the vintage character and all the vintage vibe. To find out more about getting a Shelford channel today, please contact Vintage King and talk to your salesperson about getting one for yourself.